Guys, welcome back to a video where I'm going to show you all my settings, what controller I use and what controller settings I use, and what Nvidia filters I use for my PC. Now, my gaming PC or 3080 Founders Edition Nvidia card, and I use that i9 9900K. So if you have a similar system, then you can use these settings. Most of my settings are on low, but I'll show you which ones right now. All right, one of the first things you want to do is go to your desktop like this and right click and click Nvidia control panel. And once you do that, it's going to open up your monitors. Now you go here to change resolution. Now this right here is my capture card, the Elgato. So we don't really need to mess with that, but you need to double check that it's the refresh rate that matches your actual monitor. Now I have a Dell Alienware monitor. That's what the AW stands right there. And it's a 240 hertz monitor at 2K. So make sure to always check that you have the highest refresh rate and click it, and then click apply, and then click yes. That's the number one step before you even start the game. But first things first, I use a SCUF 4PS PS4 controller. Now the key to these controller is the digital triggers on the back and the taps. And I use 2 buttons on the back, but you can get the other controller that has 4. But you only need 2 for Warzone, honestly. Crouch and slide and jump. That's all you need. A lot of other people switch their in-game setting to make the shoot button this button. I mean, you don't need it if you have a SCUF, but if your SCUF ever breaks or your regular controller, something happens, you can shoot with this button instead. But it's up to you. My thumbsticks are normal size, but you can they have different options like longer or concave or domed. I use concave, normal. It's been fine. Some people use the add-on where you put the stick on top. I don't even know what it's called, but a lot of people use that. You can try that if you want to aim better, but I don't think Warzone honestly needs it. Maybe other games that are faster paced, like S&D type games, but for Warzone, you're fine. All right, once you launch your game, you have it over here. You click options on the bottom left. If you play mouse and keyboard, I don't really have much settings for that, but we'll skip that for now. Go to general right here. Now, the first thing you want to do is, if you're on PC like myself, field of view, everybody normally right now is playing on 120, but you can go to 107, 110, 120. But for me, in this video, 120, and then you click this right here, advanced, and make sure it's on affected to get that no recoil look, the visual recoil. And visual recoil helps you, win gunfights. The brightness, you can make that whatever you want. Subtitles off. I don't use a colorblind mode, but you can try different colorblind modes depending on what you want to see and what colors you want to see. Turn all this off. Make sure you have the square mini map on. If you have the circle mini map, I automatically think you're hacking, because that's usually people that got a new game and they haven't switched it yet. Remember that. Let's see what else. You can turn on this, the frame, the FPS counter, the servant latency, all that. After that, you go to graphics, and we'll go down for this real quick. Always make sure this is at 100 no matter what. Make sure your screen refresh rate matches what we set up earlier in the Nvidia settings. And make sure, where is it? The display resolution, it matches what we also in the Nvidia resolution in the beginning. So slowly you just copy all these, disable the VSync. I think that only matters if you're streaming on one PC, but I don't understand. I stream 2 PCs, so don't trust me on that. If you have one PC, you might have to turn that on. I think Sparkus used to run that on. I'm not sure. Unlimited frame rate, you don't just make that. It's fine. Disable everything in video right here. Disable all that. You don't need that. It's going to mess up your game. But then we got low, very low, 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 disabled, disabled, disabled. All good. Normal. You could probably if you have not a 3080, you could probably put that on low and be okay. Disable, disable, low, disable, disable, disable. So you see a lot of stuff you don't need in this game. You just turn it off. The DLS. A lot of people have talked about this, but the final, I think, thing is not use it at all, unless you have a 3090 and don't care about frame rate or whatever. Off, disabled, 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 off, off. There you go. That's all you need. Now the controller. This is the key right here. So the Deadzone is dependent on your controller and your controller only. And I'll show you how to do that later. I have to get in a game and you open your map, and I'll show you how to find out your exact Deadzone. For me personally, I use 7.7, but a good range is 6 to 9. You don't really need a high sensitivity if you keep the opponent in front of you, if that makes sense. But the key right here also is the 0.85 or 0.9 that you want to run a low zoom. This is your when you zoom in like L2, that is your speed that your little cursor moves left and right. So that is key. This is for high zoom, this is for sniping. That could be different, and that could be what you want to do as a sniper. You want to do quick scopes, or you want to do long range scopes, whatever. You can 0.85 to like 1 to 1.2 is a good range. I wouldn't go anywhere above that though. The aim response curve type, I've run dynamic the entire time the game's been out, so I would just try it out. Disable the vibration, you don't need it. I've been using standard aim assist since the game has came out. I don't think you need to use anything other than that. This right here has been a lot of people on TikTok have gone back and forth, but so far I think if you disable it, even though you're running 120, it's still good. So try disabled. Contextual tap, this means you tap to open doors, not hold down. If you want to reload your gun near a car or anything that you have to interact with, hold down the square or circle button. That way you don't mess up and, you know, rage quit. Also apply all to the plate behavior so you don't have to reapply each plate individually. So make sure to put apply all. I use hold for slide behavior, but some people use tap. It's up to you. I have a scuff, so I use the back button. I'm used to it now. It's up to you as well if you want to learn that. Automatic sprint. I use auto tac sprint. This means that if you push up on the analog stick, you will automatically raise your gun up to tac sprint. And that's how you like, what do you call it? Slide cancel and just have that infinite run. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't like using tac sprint because if you have a shotgun, it won't shoot unless you stop running. So remember that when you have that. And the parachute auto deploy, if you want disabled, you can land faster, blah, blah, you know that one. And I think that's all, but here's my audio as well. This could be different for each and everybody's headset or TV or speaker system they're using. I use home theater since the game came out. I think it's a good variety of sound for both footsteps and like overall game experience if you're streaming it as well or recording a video. Let's see, and if you want to disable the war track so you don't get DMCA'd, make sure this right here is disabled. You're welcome. Hope this helped you. All right, here's the trick on how to mess with your Deadzone for each individual controller you own. So you go in the game, you open the map, you zoom all the way in, and you see how the cursor isn't moving at all. So if your cursor is moving, you go to controller and like, let's say 0.5. Oh no, but this controller is kind of new. Let's see, 0.10. Nope. Oh, lower. Here we go. So start at 0, and now it's moving. And you go up 1. It's still moving. Okay, go up 1 more. Still moving. Go up 1 more, and it's done. That is how you find your Warzone Deadzone for each controller you own. Remember, each controller you plug in, do the exact same thing so it doesn't move. All right, last part is the Nvidia filters. Now make sure you have an Nvidia graphics card to make this work. If you have an AMD, it doesn't work. So you go in the game, you hit Alt Z together, and it pulls up this screen. You hit game filter with your mouse. You go over here, and you can have 3 different filters. So this is what my game looks with that off. Then you click 1, and you go to add filter. You hit sharpen, and then you copy this 100%, ignore film grain 0%. This is what I personally use. And then go to color, and then copy this 0, 0. And now temperature, you can change this. So if you go to the right, it looks more yellow. You go to the left, it looks more bluish. And you can find the one you like. I've been using around 5 to 11. Whatever you like. Now vibrance is 100. That makes the game like just pop out the colors for streaming and recording values. But I hope this helped you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and share whatever. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching.